Okay. Welcome to Students' Voice Podcast. Today we will be discussing the cost of living. I am your host, Kayla, and I am here with my co-host,
Ruben.
and we have our guest.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Miranda, Community School Coordinator.
Okay, so our first question is, how might rising cost of living affect students and their education?
So I think immediately about college students, and they're adults. They have tuition. A lot of the time they are out on their own, and having the rising cost of living, it really creates a stress on some of our most vulnerable students that really need to figure out for themselves what it is that they're doing. It's brand new for a lot of our students. And I think to you guys, and the fact that our curriculum isn't really structured to give you the tools that you need to go out into the world and understand what it means to have a job, have to survive, have to buy things on your own. And I think that's a disservice that we do to our students by not including that. What about you guys? Do you guys feel that it's affecting you as students?
I feel like it affects when we can't go to school, maybe because like our parents can't take us to school. But as college students, I feel like if you're in college, I feel like you should have to pay for certain stuff. I feel like you're getting older and you should have that responsibility.
Absolutely. And it's actually really interesting. If you look back at the 60s, 70s, in that era, a lot of college students, you just had to go get a job during the summer and you could pay for the entire year. You really didn't have that stress of needing to get two jobs to pay for rising tuition. So it really is a domino effect, how our economy rises our costs and then what that looks like for everybody.
Yeah. I would like to add on that for when you said about us, how it affects us, I think it also affects us because when we know that our parents are struggling and like with gas prices that they're increasing, that like they're not able to take them to school, or like if they do take them to school, their mind is occupied with focusing on like, oh, how am I going to get home, or how are my parents okay, like, and everything. So they're not really focusing on their education rather than like focusing on what's happening in their community. Okay, Ruben?
Question number 2. How can people help each other during these difficult times?
So we have resources on our campus, and most of our schools have the same types of resources as far as community closets, food pantries, things like that. I think something that we can do is really take that stigma away of utilizing the resources that are available to us. We've seen a decline in families that are coming to our pantries. A lot of that might be just, the social aspect of not wanting to come and seeming like, you've done something wrong that you're not able to provide for your family. A lot of it also is the political aspect of, what's happening in our country right now. It's hard to go out for some of our families. And so just reaching out, making sure that, number one, our families are okay, reaching out to our neighbors, asking them if there's anything that they need. And then also normalizing the situation that we're all in, that we're all feeling this effect of what the rising costs are doing to our households, and just taking away that negative stigma of needing help. It's okay to need help, and I think that as community members, we can help each other and just start that conversation.
Yeah, I definitely think that with like, the older generation, they're more towards of like, oh, it's not okay to need help, like from their parents, like you have to figure it out on your own, independent and everything. But I think it's also that like for parents to know what days the community center have for either groceries or like for the closet as well, because I know that there's some parents who don't have emails, or some parents who, are not aware of what's happening either on the weekdays or on the weekends, And I think it's important for the students and the parents to be more involved with that if they are struggling, for them to get help. It's not for them to feel embarrassed. It's more for them to like, we're a community and we're helping each other lift up each other,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't you think that they feel that type of way because it's the people at the school?
I think yes, because there's some parents who are very advocate for their students' educations, and for like people who work in this school district or community, people who work for the schools, I feel like some parents when they come in, they feel like not targeted, but, like, feeling like, "Oh, I'm being watched," or, like, I have to be, I don't know, not feeling welcome, and for them to feel like I can't go anymore, like, because 'cause I'm being watched and I don't like to be watched or stuff
Mhm.
like that?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a delicate balance of being supportive and making sure that parents feel welcome,
Yeah.
uh, as far as making sure that the resources are still available for everybody.
Okay. And our third question is, what things have you noticed are a lot more expensive now than ever before, and why do you think that is?
So gas, obviously, number one, that has shot way up. And the other would be groceries. So I don't do a lot of the grocery shopping, but I hear about it when my husband gets home. It's like, can you believe that the bacon is now $14 and it used to be
Yeah.
$7? And so it affects you, it
Yeah.
affects your decisions and the way that you're able to provide nutrition to your family. We used to eat a lot more salmon. We don't anymore because
Yeah.
it's expensive. So we eat more like tuna or chicken. It's just a lesser expensive option. And so it makes you start thinking about different things. Am I providing the right nutrients for my family? Is my kid getting the right vitamins? Do I need to go out and find other resources so that we can eat? And then thinking about other families that are they're not as socioeconomically stable as we are, and we're feeling the effects. So it makes us think about our other families that we work with, and just trying to make sure that we're supporting them.
Okay, well, that's all that we have for today. Thank you so much for being our guest and being able to answer these questions. And yeah.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.